The Vinchenzo Show, take 69.
Cancel culture. We're going to talk about that today. First off,
No, Vinny, we can't talk about The Vinchenzo Show, take 70.
cancel culture. We're going to talk about it. First off, is it okay to call someone a midget?
No, you can't. It's 2021, bro. You can't do that. You cannot do that. No.
Little people.
Take 86.
Crack cocaine. All right, guys, welcome back. Before we get into anything important, first we gotta do a magic trick because that's why you guys come here. So we're gonna switch over to this POV right now. All right, before we start, let's try this. Joe, you got like $10? What you got?
I literally have a $1.
That's all you got?
I only got $1.
Alright, fuck it. We'll try it. $1. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna show you something, Joe. Like, you watch Grant Cardone and all those bastards, right?
Trying to get rich.
Alright, look, I'm gonna show you something that they don't teach you. Take $1 and boom. American Express. There you go. Get yourself something nice.
What's the pin number?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I can't do it right now on camera, dude. Welcome back to the Vinchenzo Show. We are on episode 4. All right, I swear to God, I'm not going to keep reminding you what episode, but until we get to the double digits, I'm going to do that. So, sorry it's been a while since we've uploaded an episode. Things came into play that kept us from doing it, but we're back and we are here. So before anything, be sure to check out my Instagram. I have a lot of content out there, and if you're feeling generous, ooh, check out my Cash App. All right, you know, a little donation wouldn't hurt. But let's get into it. What I want to talk about, I know in the first episode I said I was going to stay off current topics because my idea is for these episodes to live beyond 2021 and whatever moment in time we're in. But I do want to talk about something that's actually pretty prevalent, I think, all the time, and that's cancel culture. More specifically, this notion of, content creators have to hear people say like, oh, kids are watching this. You know, what if a kid watches this? And I thought about that because of two reasons. Recently we had that, well, not we, but there was that thing with Lil Nas X with Call Me By Your Name, the video where he pole dances down to hell like this. I'm not going to do it because I don't have that rhythm, but do it? Okay. Oh, no, we're not going to. No. Oh, God, why I do that now is on the internet. Anyway. So the Lil Nas X video is him. The song's like basically about him being told he's going to hell for being gay. So he decided to make it his own and did a video where he pole dances down to hell and gets a little freaky with the devil. So of course, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Lil Nas X is a devil worshiper." But I don't think that was just it. It was those Nike shoes, the Nike with the human blood in the heel or in the sole. So, which I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought those shoes were cool. I mean, you take away the pentagram and the human blood, and I thought they were dope, but they were like $1,000. I would not spend that much for sneakers. I literally own 2 pairs, one for everyday use and one for exercising, and I don't spend more than $40 on them because I won't wear them till they fall apart. So that happened, and the second reason this topic came into mind was the last episode. We did the razor blade tricks. If you guys haven't seen it, I sit down with Val from Reflections with Val, and we do a trick with razor blades. I'm not going to spoil it for you in case you haven't seen it, but go check it out. And the reason I thought about that was we did put a disclaimer, right, Joe? You know, to cover our bases, cover our asses, if you will, so that no one try, or if they did, at least I told them, don't try this. But every time you always hear people talking like, oh, you know, kids look up to you, you know, not to me, but like to any person of notoriety. People look up to them. Oh, what if kids see this? All that garbage. And honestly, why is it the creator's job to worry about your kids, right? Like, the parents should be making sure the kids, you know, making sure they're not watching anything stupid or dangerous. But also, if they get the idea to do something, like let's say back in the day when we saw Jackass as a kid, they tell you don't try this. So if you tried it, it's your fault. You can't blame Bam Margera or Johnny Knoxville if your kid gets hurt. That's just a fact. So imagine after last episode, I do the trick with the razor blades, and then some kids like, oh, that's cool. And this show's not meant for kids. This is not a kid's show by any means. If a kid watches it, it is what it is. Parents are the ones who should be in charge of their internet activity. But if they watch it, they try to copy it and they hurt themselves, and they come at me saying like, oh, you should have thought about, a kid watching. And it's like, I did. I put the disclaimer. It's not my job to worry about what your kid does when you're not around. So same thing with Lil Nas X. People are like, oh, what if kids are watching your video? And it's like, why are you letting them watch the video? You know what's in there. So, I'm
going to be devil's advocate.
Why? Okay, go ahead. Well, you know what? Yes, you know what? I actually do want to hear from you, Joe, because you actually are a parent. I'm not. I've yet to reproduce. So.
Well, you can still be a parent without reproducing, but.
Fair enough.
But I feel you, right?
Okay.
But at the same time, sometimes you can't control everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
You can't control everything, and I think what they meant, at least with Lil Nas X, is his audience is a very young audience.
Right.
Already. Like, your audience is
not young. Okay.
You portray to an older generation.
Right.
Yeah, you have the magic, so you are a little bit kind of almost cross.
Right. If
a little bit.
Yeah, magic is the theme, so, if kid looks up magic tricks.
Yeah. You kind of get into that realm where a kid might stumble upon it.
Right.
But at the same time, you're not completely focused to kids.
Right.
For example, a little Nas X though.
With Old Town Road.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I get upset sometimes at like Cardi
and
how she portrays herself, because I know my daughter listens to hip hop music at that
right.
age. But we had the same issues when we were kids growing up listening to Cardi.
Yeah. But the thing with Cardi, she was never really geared. I don't think she ever started with a young base. I mean, she might have, but none of her songs were really geared towards kids. Like Lil Nas X, Old Town Road. Okay, that was add a fun beat to it. So yeah, kids enjoyed it, and it was on Kids Bop, I'm sure. But so I feel you on that, because yeah, okay, that's someone who at least started out with an audience that was primarily young, but he is an artist, so he has a right to his own artistic expression. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, yeah, he does have the young audience, but he's allowed to express himself, and if that involves content that's not necessarily kid friendly, and I'll be honest, the video's not that bad. It is what it is. It's very colorful. I mean, again, he's like pole dancing down to hell wearing like hooker boots. But I mean, okay, it might spark some kind of conversation later on, but hey, you deal with it as it comes. But we had Eminem.
We had Ludacris. What's your fantasy? I want to lick you from your head to your toes. So, I mean, we had wild.
Well, yeah. Too. Well, yeah. Here's the funny thing. With WAP came out, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, WAP! She's singing about her lady business." You got angry at WAP?
I did.
Well, you have a daughter. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Like.
All right.
I don't.
But like you said, we were growing up. I mean, even a little bit before us, there was like Little Kim, who was a lot more raunchier than Cardi B. I'll be perfectly honest. Yeah. And hell, I gotta look up, but there was like a blues singer back in the 40s. I forgot her name, but she was raunchy.
You know what it is though? I'll be doing it is. Back then, it wasn't as popular.
Okay.
See, my thing was, if you listened to Lil' Kim or you listened to Ludacris, What's Your Fantasy?
Right.
You were already hearing some other shit, because hip hop was one of those lanes.
Yeah.
That it wasn't on the radio. Like they weren't commercial records.
Right.
My issue with WAP is it's a commercial.
Right.
Record.
It's on the radio.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's different than being like in the cut on the album.
Right. Okay, no, I hear you with that. So there's a view on both sides. Like me, okay, so you have a young kid, and obviously you see it objective as a parent, like WAP or whatever comes out, you're like, okay, I don't need my daughter seeing this. And you're right. I doubt you're on top of her 24/7, so she could
You don't do so much. I mean,
she could very well just YouTube it and be like,
yeah, they're 13 years old. You don't
yeah,
do so much. Like,
exactly. No, and I get that.
you shouldn't have to shelter your kid from the whole phone because,
No.
That's why you want your creators to at least have some respect.
Right.
In if you know, but it's a balance.
Right. But I will say this, and tell me if you agree. Right, you can't monitor your kids all the time, but at the same time, I think it's still on the parents, and this is not against you or anything, but still on your part to instill a little bit of common sense, I guess.
1,000%. Of course,
yeah.
How they perceive it.
Exactly.
Lyrics. No, that's
there's lyrics. If it's video games like Call of Duty, everyone's like, oh, video games make kids violent, which has been proven not to be the case, but everyone needs a scapegoat. But like I played Call of Duty growing up. I played a lot of like action games that involve shooting or other weapons. I never wanted to do outside of a gun range. I never wanted to go shooting. I never had the need to express my anger in that way. That's why I do magic. Stay in school, kids. But yeah. But it is a little bit on parents to kind of instill like, okay, that's entertainment. That's artistic expression or just whatever. It's on to you to make sure the kid like knows better to differentiate, entertainment from reality.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest issues.
Right.
Is because when, like just that example, right? Video games are looked at to children as entertainment.
Right.
But songs, they think that this is how Cardi.
Right.
Feels like this is almost them like listening to an interview of her.
Right.
That's how they.
Meanwhile, it's a persona she puts on.
Yeah,
it's a character.
Yeah, but they don't.
Right. They don't. Right. That's true. Yeah. But there's no like right way to do it. I mean, I have a view because I'm a single male. I don't have any kids. Obviously, to me, being like, oh, kids, I'm like, oh, little bastards. But you are parents, of course. You see it differently. No, that's good. That's good because I didn't think about that before. I'm like, wait, Joe's a parent. He might tell me to go fuck myself and be like, no, you're wrong.
No, there's a balance. It's a balance.
Right. Yeah, it's a balance. So, but yeah, that's the only like current topic, and we actually got into a little bit of a discussion there. I like that. So this became a thing. We solved nothing, but we talked about it. But that's fine. We're not here to solve. We're here to entertain. So, but back to at least for myself, future content. We're going, we're not going to like do anything like X-rated, unless we start like a. I don't. Well, we
hide the strippers.
Unless we.
Get back in the other room.
Wow. Wait. Why does Kelly have a bulge? That's what you get for getting strippers from Groupon. Didn't. But where was I going with this? You lost my train of thought. Yeah. Okay. No. So I mean, we're not doing like crazy content. Like no one's whipping their dick out or anything like that. I mean, that'd be like if we do a Patreon. Like if you want to see me do the show naked, you got to pay a little extra for it. Yeah. All right, we'll talk later. I'll give you the pin to that American Express. There you go. But like what we did last episode with the Razor Blades, there will be other episodes where I might do something that's not safe, topics we might talk about, or even certain activities or games. I'm being very vague because love is a surprise, but it's not, I'm not going to worry about like, okay, what if a kid watches this? What if a kid thinks a certain thing out of this? Yeah, oh yeah, all bets are off. So it is what it is. Again, this is not a, we're not promoting to young kids. So it is what it is. So how are we on time, actually? We're good? All right. So I rambled on, as I tend to do. Start out with a topic, nothing written down. No. We just went through it. I just started speaking. Something happened. You chimed in. We should start giving you a mic, honestly. Yeah, because I don't know if anyone heard. I might have just been okay, but you're loud. No one can see you pantomime right now. Joe did this. All right, so with that in mind, with all that those issues on the table, again, we solved nothing, but we're going to do some magic. So we're going to move on to a different view, and you're going to see something really cool involving palming. Not what you think, but you'll see. All right, so this is called the invisible palm. Now, palming is a way that magicians or people who cheat at cards can hide a playing card in their hand, but almost invisibly. Now, this is a more advanced way to do it, so I'll go through it as we do this. So, I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So here's how this is going to work. Now, usually when I do this, people think that I'm cheating. I'm using something mechanical, like if I got wires going up my sleeve, my sleeve are rolled up. But they think it's doing that, going across my chest, and then out my hand here, and that's like the card jumps right there. But you probably missed that, so I'm going to do it again. So we'll take these cards and this one. Now, palming, for those who don't know what that is, this is what it is, and this is how it usually looks. You take a card, you hide it in your hand like this, and you try to keep it natural. And you hide the card there. You just try not to spread your fingers or anything. What I do, the invisible palm, it starts the same way. You get the card, try to keep your hand natural, but you can actually squeeze it down. And now I have it. I can move very freely. And then when I need it, I just come down, I squeeze on the table, it comes right down. So let's try a more difficult version of this. We're going to take the king of clubs, and we're going to try to do this one-handed off the table, okay? So I'm going to put that card there. Leave just these 3 right here. And this is how we're going to do this. So do this right here. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to try to make sure it's a little. Try do that. You had to stick to the palm like that. And you squeeze it. Now the card is in the visible palm. Now when I need it, all I gotta do is come this way, give it a good squeeze. King of clubs.